Walk outside in any major city and you are surrounded by the gig economy. In India alone, the platform-based workforce for mobility and delivery is projected to swell to 23.5 million people by 2030. These independent riders are the foundation of modern commerce. Without them, the entire machinery of last-mile delivery and daily global logistics would freeze overnight. But this system relies on a structural flaw. To participate, workers have to provide their own equipment. The macroeconomy pushes the massive financial burden of buying and maintaining physical assets entirely onto individual people. For a young worker moving to a new city, coming up with the cash for a two-wheeler usually means taking on high-interest loans. Add in volatile fuel prices and unexpected mechanical breakdowns, and overhead costs can easily wipe out a full day's earnings. A recent study by Fair Work revealed that this steep barrier to entry spawned third-party fleet management services. These companies rent vehicles to drivers who can't afford their own, but the terms are heavily skewed against the worker. A driver might need to complete 30 exhausting trips just to generate top-line revenue. That total is aggressively sliced away by vehicle loan deductions, FMS fees, and fuel costs, leaving the worker with roughly $18 in actual profit. A platform that was marketed as offering independent freedom has essentially engineered a highly efficient debt trap for its most vulnerable participants. Building an entire economic sector on the backs of individual workers holding depreciating liabilities is mathematically unstable. The entire architecture of the gig economy requires a structural reset. That reset is arriving through an unexpected catalyst: the global transition to green energy. Electric vehicles are forcing the logistics sector to rewrite gig work. The new model is called EV as a Service, or EVAS. It separates access to mobility from the financial burden of ownership. Companies like Zip Electric now offer a bundled service. Instead of buying a scooter outright, riders pay a flat, predictable weekly fee that covers the vehicle itself, insurance, maintenance, and instant battery swapping. For the worker, the impact is immediate. Per-kilometer running costs plummet. Battery swaps take minutes instead of waiting in gas lines, and the risk of long-term asset depreciation is removed. They pay for the utility they use. This same logic is actively scaling up to the enterprise level. While traditional shipping relied on owning massive, rigid physical infrastructure, today's logistics networks are applying the sharing economy concept to overcome these physical constraints. Providers like DHL and digital platforms like TrucksUp are monetizing unused urban space and leveraging load booking data to optimize freight routes. They match goods with available capacity on the fly, scaling their networks without having to purchase and own every single truck or warehouse. By shifting the logistics model from owning physical assets to subscribing to utility, both individual riders and global corporations convert unpredictable, high fixed costs into manageable, highly scalable variable expenses. But rolling out electric fleets requires an enormous physical grid. The U.S. government recently launched an initiative to install 500,000 new EV charging stations across the country by 2030. Under the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, or NEVI, these federally funded stations are strictly required to maintain a 97% operational uptime. This graph visualizes a critical bottleneck identified by automotive data provider Motor. While the projected growth of charging stations curves upward, the supply of certified maintenance workers capable of fixing them is flatlining. This specific hardware bottleneck is forcing a rapid evolution in the labor market. The gig economy is expanding beyond low-wage delivery routes into high-skilled technical contract work to meet the immediate demands of maintaining this grid. Pouring billions of dollars into green infrastructure is futile if we do not simultaneously build a specialized, flexible workforce capable of keeping it online. This demand drives the white-collar expansion of the gig economy. Specialized platforms like Energy Gigs and Flexing It organize highly technical talent pools. These platforms directly connect independent energy auditors, power systems consultants, and data center experts to major corporations on a fast project-by-project basis. According to the AirSwift Getty report, this new tier of project-based professionals reports high levels of global mobility. They are optimistic about salary increases and are actively seeking continuous industry training to keep their skills sharp. This project-based, highly compensated reality stands in sharp contrast to the exhausting quota systems and heavy debt burdens that defined the first iteration of the ride-hailing and delivery models. The removal of asset-linked debt for delivery riders, combined with the surge in demand for technical specialists, creates a more stable trajectory for this workforce. The system now offers a point of entry without the burden of high-interest loans, and a technical ladder for those maintaining the physical hardware of the energy transition.